Hello again. Duelo Maestro is a two-player demon made by Nacho21, and it's well known for its experimental use of multiplayer controls to create gameplay that, at the time, felt very new and interesting. While it was originally supposed to be a remaster of Nacho's own Invisible Light, they eventually scrapped the original idea to make it a two-player level after noticing the contrasting tones of the song and learning what symmetric and asymmetric meant in math class. I'm not kidding about that last bit. While the level intends for you to be playing with a partner, there were actually quite a few people insane enough, including the creator himself I think, to tackle the challenge alone and actually complete it. Granted, the level is really just long and the duels are where the difficulty really comes from, but it's still seen as pretty crazy to do this on your own. Today we're going to be closely looking at Duelo Maestro's asymmetrical duel to figure out what a player would need to do if they intend to beat it on their own. Here's some quick things to note before the duel starts. The secondary icon is at the top, being controlled by the mouse. The primary icon is at the bottom, being controlled by the spacebar. I will also place indicators that showcase a reference as to when inputs or your attention should be placed. Doing this duel alone at specific points will require you to constantly be switching the two, or even doing both at the same time. As soon as you reach the portal, hold down the spacebar and the mouse so that both ships can go upward, right about here. Release both icons and let them fall so that they can both grab the keys that they need to and get set up for the next part. Using your mouse, keep the secondary icon from touching the ceiling to avoid the spikes up until it hits the gravity pads. At that point, divert your attention towards the primary icon for a bit, using the spacebar to keep it up. Keep paying attention to drive the ship towards the small opening at the top for the next key before letting it fall down. Make sure the secondary icon takes the upper route to collect another key. This entire wave section boils down to just simple muscle memory, as you'll be switching between the mouse and spacebar to make the icons follow a similar path, or switching your attention towards a certain icon to make sure it survives. You can use these indicators on the left as a reference for which icon to focus on, or to make an input. This cube section is where things get even more complex. Make sure the primary icon does a quick jump so it doesn't crash, and here are specific points in which the icons have to jump. You might even find it easy to hold an input or two here. Make sure the icons hit every orb they come across here, but hit the green and pink orbs fairly late to ensure that they both reach the next set of platforms. After letting the icons jump just once, I'd recommend letting go of the mouse while holding onto the spacebar here. Spam the UFO to the top and don't let the cube jump after hitting the gravity pad. With how asymmetrical this part is, there isn't much in terms of tricks or patterns to learn here. That said, I found the primary icon's route to be much easier to form muscle memory out of so that I can focus more of my attention towards the secondary icon, which has a much more active path at the top. The icons can hit all the orbs they come across, but make sure to click before the icons hit the jump pad so that the secondary icon can take the upper route. You can then shift all your attention towards the primary icon since the secondary will be on auto for a moment. Once you reach the wave and ship portals, you can focus completely on the secondary icon, using clicks to keep it from crashing. Simply hold the spacebar to make sure the ship goes to the upper path though, and let the wave go downward. This section can be fairly difficult to do consistently, but what I personally found is that focusing on the wave and believing your own muscle memory can make the ship fly somewhat straight and make this part doable. Around here, I usually switch my focus towards the ship since the wave is at a much simpler part now. To make sure the mouse controlled icon goes toward a much more input heavy path, make sure the wave takes the bottom path. In this cube section, once the primary icon is within the range of the blue orb, hold down the mouse and spacebar. I'll be placing indicators right here to show which icons will be hitting which orbs. I found it a bit easier on the muscle memory to hold the spacebar when the primary icon approaches the pink orb so that I can focus on the secondary icon's many orbs. Once you pass these orbs, you can focus entirely on the secondary icon. Be aware that the primary icon will need 2 quick jumps while the secondary icon is staying in the air. This cube and ball part is arguably the most difficult part due to its asymmetrical nature and how it will require you to be on your toes for both icons at the same time. I found it easier to focus a bit more on the ball during the first half, but once you let it jump over the spike with the gravity portal, immediately shift some more attention towards the cube, as the next couple of jumps are going to require some genuine timing. Once you hit the pink orbs, make sure the primary icon does one last jump and you'll have finally finished the duel for Duelo Maestro.